Hey BeerTube, Ryan back here with another beer review. Today we have Pliny the Elder from Russian River Brewing Company. As many of you know, this is one of the highest rated double IPAs that you can find, and they are located up in Santa Rosa, California, about an hour north or so of San Francisco. This is the first beer that I'm doing that has not been brewed in San Diego. So what I have here is Pliny the Elder that's been bottled on July 5th. So this one is about a month old, so I figured now is the time to drink it before it gets too old, and might as well do a review while I'm at it. Just to read on the bottle, if you're wondering who Pliny the Elder is, he is a Roman naturalist who first gave hops their name of Lupus salictarius, which means wolf among scrubs, and all this info is on the back of the bottle. So, alright, let's get this one open, see how it smells, how it tastes, and I'll give you my final verdict. So Pliny the Elder is 8.0% alcohol by volume, which for a double/imperial IPA is rather on the low side. And the recipe I found estimates the IBUs around 90 to 95 for the beer. I'm hoping that I can do a clone of this beer as my... I'm either going to do a clone of this beer or possibly the Maharaja for my next batch of homebrew. But anyway, let's get the nose on Pliny. Just good amount of grapefruit, citrus notes. You get a lot of pine. Let's see what else we can find. There's a bit of the malt in there in the background, but mostly just a bit of citric hop with some pininess hops, maybe a touch of grassy hops in there, but very hoppy beer. As far as the color goes, it's a slightly hazy golden color, not as hazy as some double IPAs, but it's definitely not filtered. Carbonation is probably about medium. It did have a foamy white head that has now disappeared due to the high alcohol content on the beer. So let's go in for the taste. Cheers. That's just one fantastic beer. You hit up front with the hops. I mean, you get like a lot of grapefruit characteristics coming in with a touch of pininess. Midway through the tongue, the malt backbone comes into play, and you get a nice biscuity malt to the beer, and it just finishes very balanced and smooth for such a beer with so much hops and malt in it. I think that's why a lot of people like this beer so much. It's very smooth finish. It's on the dry side, so you're going to want to take more drinks as you go. The other thing with this beer is it just tastes very fresh. Even though this bottle is a month old, it just still tastes very good. Very fresh hops. Just everything you want in a double IPA, this one has. It's not going to go crazy on the bitterness. I mean, it does have a good amount of malt to back up the hops. It's not quite like a Maharaja or what are some of the other IPAs where they just are completely unbalanced and hop forward. This one, while still being hop forward, I feel like it's still very well balanced in the back end such that you're not getting an extreme bitterness in the aftertaste. Just finishes very smooth and very dry. One thing I like to know about Pliny the Elder, there are some slight variations between batches. This particular batch to me has a little more citric notes going on. Some of the previous batches I've been tasted they seem to be a little more on the piney side, but still it's very much a West Coast IPA, regardless of the batch you're going to get. It still has that smoothness to it. Overall, I give this one an A. It is not my favorite IPA. That would probably have to go to Avery's Maharaja. And there's some other fantastic IPAs in San Diego County, like Sculpin. We'll get to that. Sculpin from Ballast Point. The Carl Strauss Double Barrel IPA is fantastic as well. But this beer definitely deserves the rating that you'll see on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer. Definitely recommend searching out a bottle. There are plenty of people in California that will be willing to trade for all the Midwest and East Coast beers. I've been lucky as far as this beer. I finally found a spot that carries it on a somewhat regular basis that I've been able to find. There's a lot of shops around here. You have to get it the day it gets into the store, or you're not going to be able to find a bottle of it. Apparently Stone is doing the distribution for it, so we do get our share of bottles in San Diego, but fortunately they're being stretched thinner and thinner these days. So once again, Pliny the Elder, 8% ABV from Russian River Brewing Company. I give it an A, one of the best IPAs you can find. Cheers.